Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, I always say that the easy speeches to give, and honestly the best ones, are the ones that you give about yourself. So the speech tonight is going to be about a part of myself or a part of my life that I think is really awesome. I've found it relatively recently, and it's honestly a really beneficial part of the community around us. So, to jump in, I'll tell you first about how I got into it. Then I'll tell you about it itself. And then I'll tell you why it's so important, because I honestly didn't know before I found out. As some of you may know, this is not my only club or interest on campus. I am also going to school here to get a degree in psychology, as it so happens. As I've been going along this route to psychology, I know perhaps some of you have similar majors or are in psychology itself. You know it's hard to figure out exactly what you want to do. So I've been diving into each and every facet of it and trying to research. And in doing so, I found something. And I love that this is the day I chose right on the board and there's no room, but I will find her. And it's something called, the name of my speech, ACE. ACE is a place where I work, and I've told a few people here about it, but not many. And most of the time when I go up to someone and say, I work at ACE, they say, ACE Hardware? That's cool. And I say, no, not even close, although that wouldn't be too bad. What ACE is a facility on campus, as you might have guessed, related to psychology. It's the Autism Center for Excellence. ACE. So props to them for the name. I think it sounds really catchy. And it's pretty self-explanatory. Basically what it is it's an after-school program where children aged about 9 to 12, although there's some leeway on either side, can come in and have basically play therapy. Basically, they do socialization. And it's 3 hours after their school. Most of these kids are middle school kids who, have varying levels of this disorder, the autism spectrum disorder. And they really need this because it's such an important thing for children to be able to socialize that I think most of us take for granted that we can communicate with people on a daily basis. So the way that I found this, obviously, was that I am a psychology major. And I ran into someone who was outside in the Riverfront Center, and he was actually one of the leaders of the club. And so I started talking to him, as I sometimes do when I'm in the mood and I want to, and I'm bored. I will converse with random strangers. And he told me all about it, and I was instantly interested. I was like, I will give this a shot. And I started this semester. And so I've been working at ACE for this semester, which doesn't seem like that long, but I'm already feeling really, really passionate about it because of what I've been doing there and the need that it has. It's not even like that difficult on my part, but you see the changes that you do and make, and it's completely worth it. It's basically about maybe 10 to 15 individuals like myself, students who have been recruited, and it is a volunteer, it is, you don't get paid. I wish it was a paid internship, don't we all, but it's not. And they go in and give their time, and you do things like games. You start out with a large group, and you do some sort of honestly, Duck Duck Goose, tag, freeze tag. Today we did this game called Zookeeper, and I worked there before Toastmasters, so if I'm a bit flustered here, as I am right now, it's usually because of that. But we started with a game like that, and then you do small groups, and you encourage the kids to really work on certain things that they have. Just like we all have certain things that we need to work on to improve upon, to make better in our lives, they do too, they're just a little bit different. So, for example, one might be responding to when someone says hi to you, or continuing a conversation. Or one might be asking for something that you need. Because, when we're hungry, we say, I need food. When we need to go to the bathroom, we say, I need to go to the bathroom. But they don't always. And to learn how to do that is so important. And then you go through these 3 stations, basically, and there's breaks in between of free time, and you literally just play with the kids, and that's when you get to really love them, when you're just hanging out with them. And again, there's another large group. So basically, it goes large group, station with free times in between, and then large group at the end of the day. It goes from about 3 to 6, and that's a general day at ACE. So I only do it 2 days a week, so it's only about 6 hours, but it really is just a huge difference. And so that is the reason that I've come in here today to talk to you about this, because I honestly didn't even know it existed, like I said, and I've been drilling into you guys that it existed before it started, and it's such what a great community service to give back, I don't think most schools or most colleges even have things like this, and Sac State is so ingrained in the community that they care enough to give back. And so, finally, the reason that I'm talking about this is that ACE also is having some issues with attendance. They're having some issues with having enough student interns on certain days, and even with the kids coming back because of staffing changes. And I was really appalled to see that. I'm not, like I said, I'm new, and yet I knew this is not good. If there's less kids coming back, there's less kids getting the benefits. So I'm not here, sometimes I do a call to action. I say, every one of you do what I'm telling you, because it will save you and your life will be better. But I won't do that today. But I will extend the knowledge, because so many people that I've talked to haven't heard of it at all. And I will just say, be aware of it, because if you are a psychology major, or a kinesiology major, or a sociology major, or child development, all those apply. And if you're not, it doesn't even matter if you like working with kids. We have a music major there. We have, I think, a history major there who's really a friend of mine. We have a lot of people who, they aren't exactly, if they're not getting anything out of it, like I'm getting, originally I did it because it's an internship. You know, you get experience, you get resume, you get, stuff like that. But you can do it for other reasons, than for personal satisfaction and honestly just to give back. So just be aware that ACE exists, and if you have any similar programs like this, and honestly like Toastmasters, where people can come together, work together, volunteer, and it is a brilliant organization, tell me about it, tell other people about it, because that's the only way that these things keep going and keep perpetuating themselves. Thank you.